this is not gonna work because it's not tall enough. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Erin. So I wanted to make a video showcasing kind of the things that I do to take care of myself. And we're gonna talk about things that are considered healthy and unhealthy, because I feel like this like stigma or like this whole self-care trend that has been going on of like self-development, you have to be like your best self and like that girl, and there's just so much pressure to be like perfect almost. And although I think it has good intentions of like bettering yourself and being your best version, which is always of course going to be the goal and hopefully the goal, there is kind of like a toxic trait where it's like if you're not doing all of that then you're shit, and I just don't think that's true. I'm going to be showing you guys in this video things that I do to take care of myself. They're going to be the things that I think are considered kind of that healthy category, and then things that are considered bad or negative or, you know, unhealthy and things like that, but I think actually improve my self-care, because as a human you're not going to need the same things every single day. Some days you're going to wake up and need to sleep in. Other days you're going to need to wake up and get your day started. So I think honestly living intuitively, whether that's eating intuitively, active styles, so like working out intuitively, everything should just be intuitively. There's a book that I read, it was called The 4 Agreements. In that book, one of the 4 agreements is being your best self, like doing your best, always doing the best that you can. And in the book it was saying that doing the best that you can is not this scale, like it's not the scale of like this is the absolute best that you can do every single day. It's going to be different every single day. So some days your best is going to be getting out of bed, other days your best is going to be doing a marathon. So the shadows on my face are really bothering me now. I can see them in like the corner. As I was saying, I think it's really important to treat your body the way that you feel like it needs to be treated in that moment. Live intuitively and take care of yourself. Whatever makes you feel good, that's it. Do it. Whatever's making you feel happy and proud of yourself and like you're living your best version of life. That's just my 2 cents. Don't give into all this pressure of being perfect, because literally nobody is. I bet you any money, some of these girls that are filming like these perfect morning routines, which me included, mine is not like that every day. I do not wake up every single day at the same time. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not one of those people. I am a night owl, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I don't eat perfect meals every day. Not everything that we're doing in life is because it's good for us. Sometimes we're doing it because it feels good and because it makes us feel happy. So who cares? Like, live like that. Make yourself happy. As long as you're not harming yourself or other people in the process, I don't see anything wrong with it. So first thing I'm gonna talk about is rolling out. And I have, let's just say, a problem foot. There's like an extra bone. I am flat-footed in both feet. So rolling out really helps to like relax my muscles and to kind of like reset them. When I used to be using rollers that were a lot more firm and they have a little bit more of like ridges on them and stuff like that, I found that I was just not doing it. I was just like procrastinating on it because I didn't want to do it. Whereas I bought this recent one, which is actually just like a foam roller, but it's just shorter. And I find that one a lot easier. It's a lot softer on my body, and I find it a lot easier to actually like continue the movements rather than doing it once, realizing it hurts and having to stop. I really recommend rolling out. It's a really good way of getting your body moving and helping to stretch. Also great if you're working out as well. Another thing that I have added to this list is drinking water. I'm one of those people who sucks at drinking water. Like, there are days that I don't drink water at all. I'm being completely honest here. I'm not proud of it. I'm honestly very embarrassed by it, but it's the truth. It's just one of those areas in my life that I just really struggle at. I find it hard to reach for water, but I'm trying really hard to be better at drinking water. I actually bought a Hydro Flask in hopes that that'll keep me drinking water more frequently, because my excuse is always that I don't like when water gets warm, like it has to be really cold, and in the Hydro Flask it will keep it cold. So I bought one of those and it actually got here today, so we'll see if hopefully that keeps me on track with drinking water. That definitely needs to become a bigger part of my routine, because drinking water should just not be even, like, it should not even be anything, you know what I mean? Like, everyone should be drinking water, so I need to work on that, but here we are. We're doing it, okay? Next thing I'm gonna talk about is journaling. I love journaling. I feel like I talk about journaling on my channel and like every single one of my vlogs. It's relieving because you get to kind of just do like brain dumps. You get to just like dump everything out, but then you can also make it proactive. You can talk about the ways you want to improve or the things you're manifesting, things you're working on, your goals. So that part makes it like proactive. You also get to vent. I wrote a few prompts on the little journal while I was talking. I have a bunch of journal prompts on that I usually get off of Pinterest. They're usually like TikToks that are on Pinterest. But yeah, I also wrote subscribe on the page so that if you were reading it, you'd subscribe. Hopefully it worked. If it didn't, subscribe, please. I'm begging you. Okay, next thing I'm gonna talk about is CBD oil. So I've been taking CBD oil for about 2 months now, and I love it. When I say that I didn't realize that I overthought and overthought, is that a word? Anyways, when I say that I didn't realize that I overthink the amount that I do until I took CBD, I really mean it. Like, I took CBD for the first time and my brain just like quieted. Like, it just helps me to kind of get into my routine of like really relaxing, because I do have a habit of working at night. I'll take my laptop into bed with me and I will do a lot of work at night. And it's something I'm trying to get better at, especially if I've had already a full day of work. If I let myself sleep in, then I'll let myself work at night. But if I have started early in the day and I'm trying to work at night still, I really try to like pull myself away from it. But yeah, CBD I would definitely recommend. Do your own research. Like, obviously it's a personal opinion, and it's the way my body takes it is going to be different than the way your body takes it. The next thing I'm going to say is having a clean space. I am someone who flourishes in a clean space. I cannot handle clutter. I can't think in it. It makes me feel really groggy. It makes me feel dirty. It makes me feel sluggish. And so having a clean space, aka I think probably the reason why I like having so many white pieces of furniture, white walls, white everything in my home, is because it really gives me that clean, nice space feeling. So if you're someone who gets overwhelmed by cleaning, I would say set a timer. Set a 20-minute timer and just work on cleaning the house for 20 minutes. You're not allowed to go on your phone for those 20 minutes or get distracted. You can just have like a TV show or a podcast on or something, and you're just doing that task for 20 minutes. Another thing I would suggest is lighting candles. I love lighting candles. Even if I just tidy up my house a little bit and then light a candle, it helps to really feel like I've cleansed my space, like I have like an intention of now relaxing and being in this clean vibe rather than a clutter. So yeah, if you light sage, I've lit pine before and I really liked that. It really, it has a lot less of a smell than sage does, so it doesn't linger in the house the way that sage smoke does. It kind of just like cleanses the space, makes you feel nice and like clean and renewed, and then the smell just goes away. You don't have to worry about your house smelling like incense and stuff like that. Next thing I'm gonna say is therapy. I've been doing therapy for about maybe 5 months now, and it has made such a big difference. But my brain just feels a lot more clear. Obviously I have days where it's worse or moments where it's worse, but overall I would say that it has improved my mentality so much more. But one thing with therapy I would say though is, if you're going into therapy, go into it with the mindset of working. Like, go into it with a mindset of, I need to get this shit done. My mindset going in was, okay, I'm paying for this to be fixed. Not fixed, but you know, I'm paying to work on this. Let's get as much out of this as we can. I would literally go into my therapy appointments, and still sometimes do, with like lists of topics I want to talk about, because realistically your therapy is for you and your therapist is just like the tool. You can't go in and really expect like to just sit there. You have to be really willing to be vulnerable with yourself and with the therapist. There are so many people that can't stand to like look in the mirror internally, and who just constantly are projecting their problems onto other people. And if you can try your best to get away from that and be more self-aware and be more in charge of your own life and in charge of your own mind, you can literally have like your dream life. You can have your dream body, your dream mind, your dream everything. And I really truly believe that. I really love that. Also, be patient, because you're gonna have to go through a few therapists before you actually find one that you like and that actually clicks with your personality. They're people still, so you're gonna have to still, you know, go through them. You're not gonna like everybody. Next thing I'm gonna talk about is reading. I have recently become obsessed with reading. I think that it really, really helps my brain to kind of just turn off. And I got really into reading self-help books recently, I would say within the past year or so. And I've kind of taken a break from them the past month or so. I have started the new year off on reading more of like story books, fiction books. It kind of helps to like get you lost in a book, and I really like it. It's like a nice break for your mind, and it gets you off your phone or your screens. If you're someone who works mainly on a screen, I would definitely recommend reading, because you can get headaches, which I literally have right now as we're talking. By the way, if you're wondering, the book that I'm reading right now is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. It's like the most basic book ever. Not story-wise, just because like it's so popular. Every single girl's reading it right now, I feel like. But there's a reason. It's actually really good, and I'm actually really into it, and I'm kind of picky with stories and things like that. So it is not the same day, but I wanted to film the unhealthy parts of this video. The first unhealthy trait or habit that I would say that I think is actually a form of self-care is sleeping in. So there's some days where I just don't personally want to wake up at 7 a.m. or even 8 a.m. And as long as I'm getting the things that I need to get done finished throughout the day, I don't really see a problem with waking up late, especially if it's like a weekend or a day that you know you don't have obligations for, like if you're not working that day, for example. I think it is really important to establish a routine, kind of like thrive through that, but I do think that it's important to also live intuitively, as I was saying before. So if you feel like you're waking up and you're just exhausted, or you're just exhausted throughout the day, maybe let yourself catch up on sleep. Like, let yourself sleep in a few days. Let yourself do what you feel you need to do. If you're someone who enjoys sleeping in, you know, feels like they have a really productive day after they sleep in, or just even a good day after they sleep in, not even necessarily productive, and every once in a while, let yourself do that. There's such a stigma now around waking up early, and that if you don't wake up early, you're like a bad person, or you're unproductive, or you're lazy, but I just don't think that's true. The next thing I'm gonna talk about is shopping. So shopping is obviously something you have to kind of balance. I mean, with everything, you have to balance. My therapist the other day, I was talking to her, she was saying how the term like everything in moderation, even moderation, I think the best way to put it is living intuitively. Like, that term intuitively is just a really good way to live by, in my opinion. When it comes to shopping, I like to let myself shop. I tend to make sure, obviously, you have the finances to be able to afford whatever you're buying. I do plan on making a budgeting video and basically showing you guys how I save my money, how I track my money, and what accounts I have, and how I am investing, and just like basically everything, because nobody talks about that, like in school or even in like relationships, like friend-wise or family dynamics. I feel like nobody really talks about it. Shopping-wise, what I like to do before I go shopping is I kind of create a budget in my head. I give myself an amount of money that is like my max amount that I can spend. And I don't go with the intention of spending, but I know that it's something I like, so I just make sure that I budget it, and I make sure that I am doing it in a smart way. Yeah, that would be the next tip, or not tip, but habit that I do is shopping. I love a little bit of retail therapy. Except I don't even think I really do it when I am feeling down. I think I shop when I'm happy, if anything. Next thing is ordering food. So I love ordering food. I feel like I order food probably more frequently than I should, so I need to take my moderation tip on this one. I think ordering food is something that people kind of like shit on a little bit, because it's like you should be eating food from your home, you should know where your food's cooked, you should be saving your money, which all of those things are very, very true. But if you're doing it as a way to take care of yourself or treat yourself, I try to, usually when I order food, I'll order food that I can eat the second day. So I'll order things like Chinese food or pizza or things like that. Not always, but I try to order stuff like that, because then I can have it for lunch the next day. So that's just a little tip if you're trying to like save money and also get the most out of your Uber Eats, you know? The next thing I want to talk about is watching TV. I love some TV. I love Hell's Kitchen. I just finished Schitt's Creek. I finished OA. I've been watching Euphoria, which is so good. If any of you guys are watching Euphoria, leave in the comments who your favorite character is. I think mine's probably Maddie. Like, let's be real. I feel like every girl's favorite character is Maddie. She's just like the epitome of a bad bitch. Yeah. So anyways, I just like watching TV. I feel like it helps to, you know, help me relax, help me rewind. But I think more so getting lost in TV, almost kind of how I was talking about when I read books and you get lost in that story and your life is kind of just like in the background and you're really focused on that. That's kind of why I like watching TV or like watching movies, because you can get lost in that story and it can just literally give your brain a break. Yeah, find some TV shows that you really like and watch yourself some TV if that's something you enjoy doing. If not, then never mind. If you don't enjoy doing any of the things that I listed, you don't obviously have to do them. This is just the things that I enjoy doing and the things that I do, so I just wanted to give you guys some ideas of things that you can kind of change your perspective on. So when you are sleeping in, you don't have to wake up and think, oh, I'm so fucking lazy. Or you don't have to watch TV and think like, oh, like I can't believe I'm watching this trashy TV show. You can just think to yourself, I'm taking care of myself. This is what I'm craving right now, and this is what I'm gonna give myself because I deserve it. That's really the whole point of self-care, is just treating yourself as someone you love. That's the end of my spiel. This is gonna be a series on my channel, by the way, so I will be posting multiple videos like this where I list unhealthy and healthy habits that I do to take care of myself. So if you guys are interested in seeing that, please subscribe. I would love to have you, as well as follow me on Instagram and check out my TikTok and my Pinterest, my Poshmark. And like this video, leave a comment down below, And let me know, as I said before, who your favorite Euphoria character is, and if there's any habits that you feel like I should include in these videos. So, goodbye guys.